Hey YouTube, it's the Darkroom episode! Woo! Hi everyone, welcome to my darkroom. I know technically it is not a darkroom but a dim room, but dim room doesn't sound nearly as cool as saying I have my own darkroom, so this is my darkroom. I wanted to show you guys this because I think it's important for you all to see that you don't really need a ton of space to do the kind of processes that we're going to do. This sort of darkroom has been set up literally in a closet underneath my staircase. You know, I call it the Harry Potter room because really that's what it feels like. It's just this tiny claustrophobic space, but I absolutely love it. I absolutely love having this space where I can coat paper, where I can just sort of do the things that I need to do by controlling the light. And that's really what this dim room is. I have a little tungsten light over here just coming in with some light so I can see, and there's no windows or anything here either. It's literally a closet, but I was able to set up a space where I can do the processes that I need. So when I need to wash things, there's a bathroom right over there. I just run over there, wash it in the shower, wash it in the sink, and really that's all you need for this. And so I think it's important for you all to see the setup, see kind of how I had this laid out, and hopefully it'll inspire you to create your own space where you can do these processes yourself. Let's take a look at what we have in here, right? So first things first, safety's first, that's right. Box of these little nitrile blue gloves, a box of the blue gloves. They come in various sizes. Grab the one that works for you. Make sure they're comfortable because you're going to be using these a lot. So that's, I guess, the most important thing I can tell you about the gloves. Make sure they fit you, because otherwise it's going to be a mess. You're going to stumble, spill chemicals everywhere. It's just going to be gross. Gloves. Next thing I have is some clips for negatives. We'll show you that when we do some developing of the film later on. I've got this neat little keystone box. I think it's pretty cool. It's a movie camera keystone box I got, and I hold all my brushes in here, okay? So this is what that looks like. Got all my brushes here. A lot of them are coated with cyanotype. We've got the Hake or Hake brushes, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I googled how to pronounce it. Can't find out how to do it. These little guys, I don't know their names, but they help brush on cyanotype. So I keep all my brushes there. Got some little tongs here for pulling out prints when we're washing. So let's get into some of the trays. This is a nice little enamel tray. Now, I'm not sure I would recommend enamel. I use it because I got it cheap at thrift stores and antique stores. Super, super cheap because no one really has a need for them except for really photographers. So this is an enamel tray. Actually, I think it came from a fridge. This one, it used to be like an ice tray or something. So I keep all my little things here. I do small prints in here. I have my little measuring cup for chemicals here, and I bought my own separate teaspoons and tablespoons and measuring spoons. I bought my own measuring spoons for use with the chemicals. Make sure when you guys are mixing chemicals, when you're doing all that stuff, do not use the same stuff you're using in your kitchen. Please do not do that. That is a big, big no-no. Buy your own stuff. Use it for this process. So I've got trays everywhere of varying sizes, depending on what kind of prints I'm doing. Got some glass rods here for stirring, and I think they're kind of cool. I don't know, little glass rods for stirring chemicals. You guys remember this from when we were doing our film processing, our mixing chemicals for the film. Brush, you know, measuring cups, tons of measuring cups. You can never have too many measuring cups or bottles. And speaking of bottles, I have a nice little set of brown bottles over here. This is what we put our developer and our Blix in. I've got an extra one. I've got a few more. I love having this. I use them for all sorts of things. The main thing right now is I'm going to be using them for toning materials. So I have coffee, I have wine. I keep them in these things for when we tone cyanotypes. So yeah, they're super handy, and they're brown so that the light doesn't get to them, even though we're in a dim room. Sounds kind of cool. A little ASMR for you guys. Yeah, that's nice. That's some nice stuff right there. So we keep all of our chemicals in things like this. I have a bottle of coffee that's about 5 years old in one of these things. I haven't opened it in 5 years, but when I do, it's going to be great for toning, probably. Also, some wine too. So, yeah, probably don't want to drink that, but we have it. And then some more stuff. Obviously, cyanotype chemistry is right here. This is what we use. They come in various sizes. I buy them pre-mixed because I'm lazy. And way back here, we have Flicks. We have our developing tanks. This is what we're going to be putting our film in when we develop. They can do 35 or 120. I'll show you this in more detail when we actually develop, which will be really fun. I'm looking forward to that. Since this is a dim room and not a dark room, we are going to try and unload film in these guys in here. And I'm going to put a sheet on the door just to make doubly sure that no light gets in here. But I think we'll be okay with these. And I keep all my prints and everything up here. So when there are negatives, you know, things like that, they'll go up here. Or when I'm letting things dry. Eventually what I want to do is, I don't think you can see this, so let's bring it up a little. There we go. Eventually what I want to do is this bar right here, I want to have a cloth draped across here, so that way we can, when we have prints drying back here, they'll be totally sort of light tight. You know, when I coat paper with cyanotype, I need to make sure that no UV light is coming in through the door in the middle of the day, that sort of thing. This is an old house, this is an old room, so I just need to be doubly sure of that. And that's basic. Oh, forgot my favorite thing. Let's go down here. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't, but maybe you'll see it when I do this. That, ladies and gentlemen, is my UV box. So that is where we develop cyanotype prints, is in our UV box. You can do it in sunlight. We've got a nice UV box that was given to us by a dear friend of mine, Diana Bloomfield. She's awesome. She gave us it. One of the bulbs was broken, so I learned how to fix that. Thank you, YouTube, for teaching me how to fix a UV box. I think it was like 20 bucks total as materials to fix. These things, the UV boxes, go for like $800 online. Super expensive. So if you can find like a broken one and fix it, definitely do that. It's been great. I love it. And also we have our contact printing frame, which is going to be hard to see in this tight thing. But we have this. Oh, it looks so fancy. It is. It's heavy. It's nice. I tried making one of these. It did not turn out well. So when you're doing alt process, it's good to have one of these to keep the negative in contact with the print. And I think that's pretty much all the things you guys need to know. The very bottom here, actually, there is a foot massager, a foot spa, and we're going to be using that to keep our chemistry warm, actually. So when you're developing, you have to keep your chemistry at a certain temperature. So we're going to use this foot spa to do that for us, because that's like the hardest part of developing. So we'll see how that goes when we do our developing video. But yeah, I think that's everything, guys. You know, I mean, that's all there really is to a darkroom / dim room. You don't really need that much to do this. This is not an extensive setup. You can go crazy if you want. I don't think you need to go that crazy. You know, you start off small, you slowly get some more materials, you slowly get some more things, you build on that. You don't need to buy the barn right away, you know. Just buy a little bit at a time. Look in thrift stores, look in antique stores, buy up old photo equipment. I went to a yard sale and someone who was an old photographer, and they had all these enamel trays too. Bought them all. I'm not gonna use them all. They come in crazy sizes. Bought them anyway. I love them. The only thing you have to be a little careful with when you do enamel trays is if they're rusting. Sometimes the rust will react negatively with what you're washing. So be a little careful of that. But they feel great and they look really cool. And at the end of the day, isn't that what's most important? It is. It is very important. But yeah, guys, that's it. I think if you have any questions about dim room, darkroom setups, I'm more than happy to answer them. Please, feel free to ask any questions below. Please also, if you could like and subscribe, it helps us out tremendously if you like this sort of content. I'm really enjoying doing this. I love getting the questions that you guys are sending in. And thank you guys so much. And just remember, everyone, the darkroom isn't dead. So real quick, I'm back. Hey, it's me again. I know I might look a little different. Don't be afraid. Do not be alarmed. It's still the same me. An evil twin did not come and kill the other me, and now they're here sitting before you. It's the real me. I can assure you. You know, all I did was shave, still me. Probably still me.